Hey guys, Terry here. Hershey's helping. Hey, I am putting up some shelves today. I got these on Amazon. They're just nice little black. They're 14 inches long. And I got these shelves because I want to put them here on this spot on the wall. And I want to display my rainbow colors of things. So I have markers, these epoxy, or not epoxy, but the Nuvo drops, and then stickles. So I just thought they were very colorful, and I want to get them up here on the wall. So what I've started with is, knowing that they're 14 inches wide, I measured the Nuvo drops is 8 3/4 tall. The markers are 7.5 inches tall, and then the stickles are 4 inches tall. So knowing that I have approximately 22 to 24 inches to work with here, I measured, I did the math, and I said, okay, if this is almost 9 inches and 7.5 and 4, that only gives me 1 inch space between the two. So I've kind of put those marks here on the wall. Put the first shelf up. So I kind of stood back and measured the 22 inches and said, okay, I kind of have 22 inches between here and here that I'm dealing with. And then I'm going to leave a little space between them. So let me show you. The screws have a screw hole. They have a screw hole here, and then they come with these little pieces to cover that hole up. So they're pretty easy to install. And I got my handy dandy level to make sure my shelf is level. So let me get the other two up, and then I'll show you how this looks. I want to add this tip too. It did not come with screws, so I had to go through our stash of screws, and I thought this would be a good tip to tell you too, is start the screw going through the board. There is a hole in there, and you can feel the screw start to come out. So before you get it up onto the wall, have these started in here. And then what I did was I went to the wall and kind of knew where I wanted to start it, so I did the first screw. So I know that I need that much distance. That's the, it's almost 9 inches for that shelf. So I want to put this one above it, but I also want to make sure that I leave enough room that I can get these out. There is a little lip on the bottom of the shelf here, so I want to be able to, you can't just pull them straight out. You do have to lift it up a little bit. So I need to leave a gap here. So keep those things in mind. Okay, so knowing that I want it to be a good bit above that shelf there, but I don't have a lot of room to work with, I think it can be about there. I'm also measuring 3 inches in from the outside wall here. I want there to be a 3-inch gap here, so I've got a little tick mark. And I just want to make sure I'm also not on the crack of this. I don't want that wood to crack. So I think this looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the first screw into the wall. Stay right there. So I'm getting the first one attached to the wall. Doesn't have to be tight yet. And then I put my handy dandy level up here. And then that looks good. Now I can screw this one in. I decided to go with black shelves. I think it came in different colors. Just because most of our accents in the house here are black. And I think it makes the colors pop. And then I'm just tightening it to the wall, and then we'll see what this next row looks like. So I've got my markers here. That one's gonna go in here. I just love how colorful that's gonna look. That's gonna be so pretty. I previously had these jars over here. They're those little milk jugs. They're so cute. They say dairy on them, and they have a little cow. And I'm loving this. So I've got one more shelf to put up with the other color, and I'll come right back when I do that. I should have mentioned this too. When I was picking the screws, be sure to pick something that is that the head is small enough to go into this little recessed opening. And then once it goes in there, it's going to be sticking out about that much. So you want to have something. It's not going to be. You want to make sure there's plenty of distance to go into the wall. So it is going to be about halfway through that. So it's going to be like that. A little bit hard to see, but it's going to be halfway through there. So you just want to make sure you've got plenty into the wall. And our wood here is the cedar wood, so I don't have to make sure I'm screwing it into a stud. So I'm not putting anything very heavy on here, so I don't think you'd have to put the those anchors into the wall. But if you have drywall, you might consider that. Just make sure if you're putting anything heavy on. So I will get these next ones screwed in. Okay, got the screws pre-drilled. Got my 3-inch mark. A little bit more. It's funny, when I picked my screws, one of these is a Phillips head and the other one is a flat head, so I have to change the screwdriver. But it works. Just something that adds time to the project. Okay, level. My husband was going to do this for me. He did offer to do this, but I wanted to make a video. I've kind of been inspired by other DIYers to, you know, use the tools, and you can do these projects. I haven't done a saw yet, but I can put pictures up and screw these things. So, okay, here's the last one. Okay, so let me show you from way back here. So there is the colorful wall. I really like it. You step back, here's the craft room. I've got a Kallax unit there on wheels, the desk, the wall of color, a desk, and then over here is my sewing machine. And then I have 2 Kallax units on their side here with a lot of storage. So yeah, I think the color adds a lot on this spot. I really like it. So I think that looks good. So thanks for watching. Hey, subscribe so you get other little tidbits of what I'm working on and information. So I'm trying to get to 1,000 this year, and it really helps me. So click that subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.